looks a lot nicer than it is here.
So we're leaving the Parliament Square in the city, the metropolis, Ottawa. We're back to our bus destination.
It would look like a David's star, which again to represent our Jewish people and those lives that were lost. This is a relatively new monument. It's only been here since 2017. I don't know in Canada. Gatineau.
Gatineau Bridge. Gatineau Bridge is the boundary of Ontario
the bridge
and
is the border, so
Quebec.
now we're in Quebec.
Yeah, we just passed by.
Hall.
What?
Hall.
Hall?
Yes. But you like to say that there's Hall and Gatineau, and it's all been completed into Gatineau.
Gatineau.
I learn something new every day.
Yeah. I'm gonna do driving.
We are now in Quebec. We're no longer in Ontario. So is Ottawa in Ontario? Or Ottawa is...
Ottawa is in Ontario and Gatineau is in Quebec, but Ottawa is on the border of Quebec. As you guys can see from the fact that we just went over, it is a little bit of a border city, so it does kind of cross over a little bit. Gatineau is also kind of and kind of isn't a part of our capital. On paper, Ottawa is our capital, but what is considered our federal capital region extends into Gatineau. So this part of Gatineau is also a part of our capital, even though it's not in Ottawa. This red building on our left is actually, I believe, the last paper mill here in Ottawa. Like I said, when Bytown was founded, this was a lumber town, so we did have a lot of paper mills, a lot of factories going about. That, I believe, is our...
To the Canada's Museum of Nature. Here, that's the building. Canadian Museum of Nature.
Alright, we can go upstairs. This is the front of the Museum of History. As you can see, there's a couple different things going on here. These little hills at the front represent our plains regions of Canada, for example, Alberta. This back building here that has the flowy fronts going forwards and backwards, that represents glaciers. That's also what we would have
In the Parliament
It
here.
has 6 super duper close to me, and only one small part of the museum that we can see for free. So it's really important that you guys do close to us while we're
Canadian Museum of History. Musée Canadien de l'Histoire.
which can be as small as a pine cone or as big as the universe, which is why we have some smaller ones in the center as well as larger ones in terms of different sizes of history. You guys know weird shapes outside of the center of history. These also represent something.
We didn't actually go straight there. It's a lot of time when you go inside. The beautiful side of the Gatineau River overlooking the Parliament Hill from the back of Parliament Hill. And this is the Canadian Museum. Yay! And there's the river. Hindi na kaya uso ngayon ng mga TikTok na yun. It's so nice. And we're done. That's it. Kaya pala sabi...
Most of the exhibits are inside of this building, and we aren't going to be going inside, but there is a really, really famous by a French architect named Louise Bourgeois. And she was a little bit on the older side when she created this. Does anybody have any idea how old Louise Bourgeois would have been when she created Mama? 65? Any guesses? Say them loud so I can...
Never too old.
Gone out to combat, who have gone out to other countries. also known as every other street.
Construction and embassy.
shawarma, every other street. This is our Royal Canadian Mint right here. These are where all of our specialty coins are made. Who lives there? It's someone extremely important.
Prime Minister.
Oh, stop spoiling, jeez.
You got to go into his age then, you know.
That is the Prime Minister's residence. Unfortunately, it was deemed unsuitable for human habitation. So he is not currently living in that building, even though it does normally. Because I think that curtain sounds significantly less poetic. This right here is 24 Sussex. You guys can see that the building for the actual home there is obstructed by trees. That is on purpose. It was actually created for our current Prime Minister's protection, even though he has never lived in it as Prime Minister. And that was because his father was also Prime Minister. And during that time where he was a child, his father demanded that those trees be planted to help protect his family's privacy. And so even though Trudeau never...
Sa Washington, D.C. Diba?
Oo.
We are going to the rodeo hall. Radio hall. That's what they said. Radio hall. We're going to another place to visit that is important to the Canadians. They call it the radio hall. Radio hall. I don't know. So join us. Come with us. It looks like just a park. You know, I've never been to this place. It's my first time being here. Ano kaya meron dito? Radio hall.
Father worked for the Hudson's Bay Company, and at the time there was a law that forbade people who worked in the Hudson's Bay Company to wed with Indigenous people.
Oh. Ito.
Like that the elevator was made of glass.
Yeah. I for sure nagbasa ka ng Canadian history.
To read lots of Canadian.
Now we're leaving the radio hall. This is where the Governor General resides.
When the Dutch royal family came here to Ottawa, they did come here to flee a conflict in their country. And so they were staying for the United States though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, even though it was the dream of Charles Melville Hayes to open the Chateau Laurier, he never actually got to be there to be confronted with it and the realities of war. The backside of this memorial represents war, and moving through the arch on the other side represents moving into peace. So altogether it represents Canada moving from war into peace. At the top of the figure we have two winged figures, or angels. Those represent freedom and peace, because we cannot have peace without freedom, and we cannot have freedom without peace. On the back of the memorial we also have a woman.
Thank you. Thanks for the info.
Have a good day, everyone.
You know, we didn't get your name. Currently at ByWard Market here in Ottawa, downtown Ottawa. And it's a Sunday, so people are busy. Come on in. These are all the varieties they have here. Just ended up making.
¿Cómo se pronuncia eso? Aranza. Aranza. Aranza.
So I can find my play. They're all over the market, so I just decided to have some. Eat quesadilla here at a Spanish restaurant. I'm Jonas. Come join me. Come to the free guacamole. So after a long day of walk, time to relax at the center of ByWard Market. I just walk around. Nice, there's a lot of nice shops there, and decided to just sit here under the sun. ByWard Market. So after a long day of walk, doing shopping and stuff, I decided to relax here at the ByWard Market. Thanks for watching. Our first stop after Ottawa, back to Toronto. Washroom break. As usual, if we're coming from the east, a big apple is a must for our travelers. It's like for a washroom break and apple cake. Ooh, it's cold.